We welcome you back to Open Court here on NBA TV as we look ahead to the 2016 season, 2015-2016. So let's talk about Kobe Bryant. What do we expect to see from a guy who's had fractured kneecap, had torn rotator cuff, has played 41 games the last 2 seasons? What do you expect, Reggie, to see out of Kobe?
I really hope it's a comeback year for Kobe. The guys on this panel, especially us wings who have faced Kobe, we know what type of competitor he is. We know what's in here. The problem is what's up here and what's here, his legs. Because last year he had 0 legs, and that's the first sign that it's time to hang him up. So the injuries, you're wondering, are they starting to mount and take a toll on him? Mentally, obviously, as well as physically. I hope this is a comeback year for him. We know he has very little patience, and he's chasing one guy, Michael Jordan, to win 6 rings. He's not going to get that playing in a purple and gold uniform. So does he have patience? And, Coach, you can attest to this because you came in while I was on my way out with Indiana, and you surrounded us with a lot of young players and like Al Harrington, Jermaine, Jonathan Bender. Is he going to be tolerant with a D'Angelo Russell, with some of these other younger guys, Jordan Clarkson? Can he tolerate the losing, which they've done the last 2 years while he's been hurt, but now that he's going to be suited up, can he tolerate that? It remains to be seen.
Tolerated and you taught. And I think for Kobe right now, can he teach?
Right. Yep.
You know, can he not accept losing because you didn't accept it, but in those losing moments, can you teach? And will Kobe be able to teach and still play? That's the question.
I just have a question for Reggie with regards to Kobe, only because, you know, Reggie, you're a superstar player, and you, later on in your career, you have these moments where you sort of, like you said, you have these inclinations that this game is going to be for somebody else.
Right.
When you were playing in your last couple of seasons, and you had some responsibility to the team, how does it play on your psyche to be involved in a game where the crowd is there? It's used to what you've been doing for the past, this is his 20th season, Kobe Bryant, and you get there and those juices start to flow, but you know that you're not going to be able to get there. You're not going to be able to thrill everybody the way that you used to. How was it that played on your psyche, and how do you feel like Kobe will handle that, given that the last 2 years have been what they have?
The good thing, what Kobe has going for him is that he has 5 of these. And I think the LA fans recognize the hard work Kobe has always put into his game. So say he's lost a step and a half, 2 steps. I think they'll be tolerant enough to understand through the injuries, he's one of us. Now, Kobe, and in my case, I knew I needed Jermaine, Al Harrington, Jamal Tinsley. So I know I didn't need to score every basket and be the first, second, third option. All I wanted the ball, if it was close, at the end of the game. And I think Kobe very much has to take that same mentality. Just keep us around, and when the game is on the line, let me finish. That's the type of mentality that Kobe has.
But Reggie, I mean, the question is, will he? And I get what
and I don't think he will.
And that's the thing. I mean, Isaiah, you made a great point about being patient and having tolerance with your younger guys. But, you know, he's wired a little bit different. And I don't think you change who you are at 37.
Right.
And I just think his mentality, particularly with, you know, the losing and dealing with some of the young players, I mean, he's going to want to still take on that responsibility and do it all himself. And I just don't think, and because of that, I worry about him staying healthy.
Well, isn't part of that, isn't part
I
of
wish
this,
he took
Isaiah,
that approach you had.
Isn't part of this because, as you guys always talk about looking for motivation, he's got plenty of that. He's got plenty of folks out there saying, oh, he's nowhere near the Kobe he used to be, and Kobe can't do it anymore, and Kobe should just call it quits right now. I mean, he's heard all of that stuff.
But that's when he's going to get hurt.
Right.
But it's
I'm just saying,
but I worry.
But is that not fuel for him?
Well, it's fuel, but and Reggie, again, is a perfect example. You take that fuel and not use it for yourself, but you give it to your teammates. Reggie allowed Jermaine O'Neal to become an all-star. Reggie allowed Brad Miller to become an all-star. Reggie allowed Ron Artest to become an all-star. That's big. He didn't stand in their way. He was like, okay, I got to get these guys better. And how did he do that? Not from myself and the coaching staff. We would arrive at practice, and Reggie would have 6 guys out on the floor going through shooting drills, working them out.
But Zeke,
So he allowed it. He taught it.
Well, I think
Will Kobe do that?
The key for him is Byron Scott approach to him, and they have to sign a veteran that can go talk to Kobe Bryant. I think Metta World Peace has to be one of those guys, because you have to have a guy to
Wait
say,
a minute, I just want.
Kobe,
did
that's
you just say, Smitty, that Metta World
listen.
Peace? There's
peace in there. There's peace.
There's peace. Reality show.
Hey, Brent, let me tell you why.
Sign
You
me
have to
up.
have somebody that you're a little afraid of, and that you can have a guy that can come tell you. Most guys are not going to be able to tell Kobe anything.
Right.
Metta's a guy that be able to tell him that's enough. You on that guy too hard. And also be able to tell Byron Scott when to lay off. Somebody that has a voice and not scared. There's a lot of veterans in this league, but they're scared to speak up, especially to a coach.
But to that point, is there any concern that Kobe may break some of these young guys? We saw him run off Dwight Howard. Ken D'Angelo, the rest of these guys watch Kobe work and then say, hey, this is how hard I got to work
I think
to get there,
D'Angelo
or would it be
fine.
too hard on him and say, I can't handle it?
All I can think of, as we go to break, all I can think of, and you talk about Metta World Peace and Kobe, and I remember when we were doing the Western Conference Championship Trophy presentation one year.
The whole family.
And Metta was going to go to the finals for the first time, so I said, well, I'm going to interview Metta here after the trophy presentation, and Kobe said, no, you're not. He's in the commercial break. I said, where's Metta? He said, Kobe's like, uh-uh. I said, no. He said, no. And I look at Phil, and Phil Jackson says, okay, we'll be back. Talk to Kobe right after this. We'll be back to wrap things up on Open Court right after this.